Hey traders! Scalping from key zones with volume confirmation can be a highly effective strategy for capturing quick profits in volatile markets. By utilizing the power of our custom indicators, you can gain a significant edge in the market. Introducing our custom-made next-generation indicators, the Anchored Supply Demand Pro, Momentous Volatility Bands, and Volume Breaker Pro. The Anchored Supply Demand Pro helps identify key levels of support and resistance, while the Momentous Volatility Bands capture market momentum and volatility. The Volume Breaker panel provides critical volume confirmation, ensuring you can make more informed trading decisions. Together, these indicators create a robust framework for successful scalping, enhancing your decision-making and profitability. However, before we delve into the strategy, I kindly request your support by hitting the like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with future content. Let's get started with a trading example. On the chart, I've selected the S&P 500 in the 5-minute time frame. To begin, open the Indicators menu from the top toolbar on TradingView. Here I will add the indicators for our scalping strategy. Firstly, the Anchored Supply Demand Pro and Momentous Volatility Bands and panel, followed by the Volume Breaker panel. After adding these different components, let's make a few small adjustments before diving into the precise rules for entry and exit. Firstly, let's start with the Anchored Supply Demand Pro, which creates the support and resistance zone along with entry and exit signals. Under the settings for the indicator, I'm going to check the following box, which will clean up our charts. Then after this, I'm going to change the color of the buy and sell arrows to distinguish them from the others on our chart. Lastly, unselect the following box, which hides the automatic take profit and stop loss levels. Then for our Momentous Volatility Bands and panel, we are going to change the period from 20 to 30 for both the indicator and panel, which will allow it to account for a longer period in its calculation process, as we'll be scalping on the lower time frames. Additionally, also unselect the box for the automatic take profit and stop loss levels, as I will be showing you a strategy for the risk management. Lastly, for our Volume Breaker Pro panel, we'll leave everything on default, and with all these adjustments in place, we can now delve into the exact rules for entering and exiting those trades. For a valid buy trade, firstly, we are waiting for price action to reject away from an anchored demand zone, which will be marked as follows. The support and resistance zones are crucial in scalping, as it is important that we first receive a buy signal from this indicator. After this, we are waiting for an additional confirmation from the Momentous Volatility Bands, which will be marked as follows. Lastly, once we receive the second confirmation from the Momentous Volatility Bands, we need enough bullish volume for the trade to play out. This can be observed on the Volume Breaker panel with the line colored green. Once all of these criteria are in place, I will enter my buy trade. For the buy trade, I will place my stop loss a couple of points below the demand zone and aim for 1.5 times the return. By leveraging the Anchored Supply Demand Pro Volatility Bands and Volume Breaker panel as our final confirmation, we ensure a well-confirmed entry signal. Next, let's explore the other side of the spectrum by looking at a sell or short trade. For this example, I've selected gold futures in the 15-minute time frame. From the chart, we can see that price action has rejected multiple times away from the tested supply zone. The first rejection, which was identified by our Momentous Volatility Bands, didn't have enough volume for the bearish trend to start. However, this latest signal shows better volume and momentum, as we can observe from the volume breaker panel. It's important that we need to have all of the criteria of the strategy in place to ensure we have a high win rate for our trading. Now, once the latest candle has closed, which confirms the signal, I will enter my sell trade. For the sell trade, I will place my stop loss a couple of points above the recent swing and aim for 1.5 times the return. Having explored the sell example, we see how critical it is to wait for all of the criteria to align so we don't get stuck in a sideways market. This disciplined approach ensures we maintain a high win rate and maximize our trading success. Next, let's explore another futures example and look at one of the key components of this strategy. For this example, I've selected Euro FX futures in the 15-minute time frame. From the chart, we can observe that we received a sell signal from the anchored supply-demand pro, with price action rejecting away from a supply zone. For those of you that are keen on observing pattern formations, you will notice that we formed a double top rejection before receiving the second alert from the Momentous Volatility Bands. The Momentous Volatility Bands is a powerful tool for traders focused on volatility, momentum, and reversal trading. Ideal for scalping, it combines momentum and volatility strategies to protect market turning points. This unique indicator provides a critical insight into trend strength, overbought and oversold conditions, and potential trend reversals. By measuring price momentum and constructing volatility bands, it helps traders identify reversal points when the moving averages crosses the bands. Now, once we receive the second confirmation for the bearish reversal, we need to have enough volume for the trade to play out. To confirm this, we need to see a red line on the volume breaker panel. So once the candle has closed, I will enter my sell trade. For the sell trade, I will place my stop loss a couple of points above the supply zone and aim for 1.5 times the return. By following these steps and utilizing the custom indicators, you can confidently execute trades with precision and maximize your trading success. Next, let's explore a stock trading example. For this example, I've selected Advanced Micro Devices Inc., ticker symbol AMD, in the 5-minute time frame. From the chart, we can see price action rejecting away from this demand zone, giving us a bullish alert. After receiving the buy alert of a potential change in market direction, we need to wait for another confirmation from the Momentous Volatility Bands. For this example, we had to wait a few candles before receiving this additional confirmation. Now, all of these different alerts we've been using can be set up on TradingView. This means you don't have to spend all day in front of those charts. Now, once we receive the buy alert from the Momentous Volatility Bands, we need to ensure our volume analysis to confirm the trend will play out. From the volume breaker panel, we see that the line has changed to green. And all of this means is I will enter my buy trade at the close of this candle. For this buy trade, I will place my stop loss a couple of points below the demand zone and again aim for the same return. By following this approach and leveraging advanced indicators, we can confidently execute this well-informed buy trade. Using TradingView alerts for the indicators ensures we don't miss any of these key signals, while our volume analysis provides the final confirmation for a high probability trade setup. Next, let's explore a cryptocurrency example. For this example, I've selected BTC USD or Bitcoin against the US dollar in the 15-minute time frame. From the chart, we can see price action rejecting away from a tested supply zone, forming a triple top rejection. After the third rejection, we receive a sell signal from the Momentous Volatility Bands. This serves as our second confirmation. After the second confirmation, we need to take a quick look at the volume breaker panel to ensure enough bearish volume. The volume breaker panel line is colored red, meaning all of the criteria are in place and we can enter our sell trade. For the sell trade, I will again place my stop loss a couple of points above the tested supply zone and aim for 1.5 times the return. The scalping strategy works across various instruments, whether you're trading stocks, futures, or even cryptocurrencies. The combination of advanced indicators ensures we are on the right side of the trend. Next, let's explore our last trading example. For this example, I've selected DAX Futures in the 5-minute time frame. Each of the different indicators featured in our scalping strategy has its own video guide on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to learn more about our indicators. From the chart, we can see price action rejecting away from an anchored demand zone, and we also receive a buy alert from the Momentous Volatility Bands. However, for this example, we can see that we had to wait multiple candles before receiving the additional confirmation from our volume indicator. Volume plays a crucial role in scalping. However, it's often overlooked by inexperienced traders. Now, once we have enough bullish volume, I will enter my buy trade. For the buy trade, I will follow the same money management rules as before, placing my stop loss a couple of points below the tested demand zone and aiming for 1.5 times the return. By following these structured guidelines and leveraging advanced indicators, we can confidently navigate the market, optimizing our trade entries and exits. If you haven't already, we encourage you to visit our website and discover our exclusive promotion. One standout offer is our TV Champ membership, granting access to all the indicators featured in this video. We trust you found this video insightful. Until next time, happy trading. Bye.